some midweek tarot to help us all out. The time's getting difficult. It's getting more and more difficult, and it will get worse and worse than this as well. We need to check in more. We need to do more of the meditation, more of that inner work, more of the breathing, more of that self-regulation in order to regulate ourselves so they don't become part of the problem, so we don't start projecting our stress onto other people, right? So it's more important than ever. Let's get some cards out. So we're starting with Fleeting Beauty. So this is this too will pass card. Fleeting Beauty. It's not just about beauty. It's about fleeting moments is when this card comes out. And so what we're going through right now, it's not going to go on for a long time, but change is required. And it's been required for a long time, and it was always going to be difficult, right? Because we leave it till last minute. Human beings always leave it till we have to make those changes, and which makes it harder, right? We do this personally in our lives, and we're doing it on a collective level as well. And so it'll be relatively fast that this chaos will be going on. So yeah, do even more of your meditation, even more of that inner work, even more shadow work, even more of the letting go and of accepting what is at the moment. Like I said, this isn't just like internal world things annoying you getting difficult. It's difficult to survive at the moment. It's difficult to get money. It's the actual physical things that are going to be difficult. So it's going to be even harder for us to have that inner presence, and remain present. But that's what we need to do. This is what we've been practicing for. These gifts, it's not for the best of times. I mean, it's hard enough then, isn't it? But it's for the worst of times too. So I've got solitude here. This card is suggesting spend more time alone. And, and as people, and I've seen it myself, people are projecting more and more. As people are getting stressed, then they're just, hurling abuse at anyone. Even the best of people are starting to act out on their stress, right? And so spending more time alone might help you, just hermit away from it. Spending more time in meditation as well, and on processing what you're going through. It can really help as well to sit in meditation and ask your guides to clear your energy. If you're finding that things are annoying you, or if people have been projecting on you, or that kind of thing, clear your energy. Ask your guides to clear your energy. Ask the angels to clear your energy. Ask them to give you a clear mind, and then just be focusing on accepting what is at the moment, because the more we don't accept what is, the harder things are. We've got travel here as well. Seeing the surface of the ocean is not the same as diving deep to see the coral. And so I'm actually getting astral travel from this. I'm getting more of that, our ability to place our what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Our perceptions, our consciousness. We have this ability to place our consciousness anywhere. It's our focus. We can put that anywhere, right? So you can close your eyes right now and you can go to your happy place. You could go to a beautiful place where you went on holiday last time, and you can put yourself there. We have this ability to be able to astrally travel like that, to place our awareness in another place, and to allow those places to make us feel safe and secure when we might not be feeling safe and secure where our physical body is at the moment. Let's get some tarot out. My guides also asked me to let you all know that the highest vibration of all, it isn't love and it isn't joy, it's authenticity. The highest vibration is authenticity. And so if you are feeling joy, authentic joy, high vibration. If you're feeling love, authentic love, high vibration. If you're feeling sad, authentic sadness, high vibration. If you're feeling stressed, authentic stress, high vibration. It's being honest with ourselves and being exactly where we are, right? It's that acceptance, like the Buddhist principle of acceptance. So we're starting out with the Muse of Voices here. This is the King of Swords. It's asking us for clarity, to gain clarity of the mind, of our thoughts. We have the Emperor here, the female version of the Emperor. And so, I don't know. we'll get some more cards out, but when I see the female version of the Emperor there, it's about the feminine taking the lead, No. And then the devil came out, but out with the devil came another 2 cards. I'm told to take them separately. So this is a separate message. Page of Inspiration and the Knight of Voices. So inspired by an idea and then fast movement on that. And so when you gain inspiration, okay, what I'm getting from this is the angels and the guides are telling me to tell you that we all need to play our part now in whatever needs to be done. We need to be available to play our part. And so if we're just receptive and available, okay, how do you want me to help here? And then when you get the inspiration, so you can be relaxing until you get that inspiration. When you get that inspiration, take action on it immediately, because Source and the angels and the guides, they need us to play our part in the moment, because that's when the help is needed, right? Whatever it is. I mean, it doesn't mean to have to be you helping somebody. It could just be you're just a little piece in that puzzle. But the immediate action is really important, to take immediate action, because imagine if you are like really struggling, trying to complete some kind of a task, you know, fixing something, and you're using all of your hands, all of your limbs, everything that you've got, and you just need an extra hand. And so you say to someone, hey, could you just hold this for me while I do this? And then they go and walk off and do something else because they think that they can do it an hour later. Well, they can't, right? When it's needed, it's needed. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. So what I was saying, it needs to be done in a timely matter. Because matter, is that right? No, a timely manner, because you need to be part of the team like that, right? We're always asked to do things, and we need to do it as fast as we can, because that's when it's needed. Okay, let's get deeper into this then. So the Muse of Voices, the King of Swords here, clarity of mind, the world, there's changes happening, end of a chapter, start of a new chapter. And the Knight of Wands is exciting. I mean, we can look at it like that, right? We can look at something as stressful or as exciting. It's just a point of view, right? Change is happening, whether we like it or not. Massive changes happening right now. And quite frankly, I like it. Like, things have needed to change completely for a very long time. And yes, it's going to be disruptive, but it's going to be so much better in the future, so much better, because this is so needed. And so we can look at it as excitement, right? These changes. And so this is asking us to have more clarity of mind about that. Look ahead. Yes, these changes are required. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable while we go through those changes. As old systems fall away and the new systems come in, it's a disruptive time. But we got this. We got this. We're very adaptable. Human beings, we're very adaptable, and for better times, of course we can go through this, can't we? We can go through this for the reward of better times. Yes, we can. So what's behind this, please? The clarity, healing energy. It's going to be very healing. It's going to be very healing for us, and it's going to be very healing for the planet. And so we can play our part by being flexible as possible as these changes happen. Being flexible, being open-minded as well with this Muse of Voices too. Muses, kings, they're about mastery of something. And so being flexible of the mind to see the bigger picture and say, oh, well, these little stresses that I'm going through, it's really not that much. For much better times ahead that this is leading us to, you know, putting it into perspective like that, just helping us to see better, see clearer. We've been living, you see, we've been living in these artificially convenient times. And so we've had it very, very easy, but it has been at the expense of the planet, and it's been at the expense of other people that are below us, right? People of color and people that are poorer, and people in other countries that are producing a lot of the stuff that we have been buying cheaply in the Western world. It's been at other people's expense, right? That's what capitalism is about. And so we can't go, no, that's how life should be. It should be that convenient and that easy. It's like, no, we need to look at it deeper than that and really accept our part in it, going, no, that's not, we can't go on like that, because that is not fair. You know, it's not fair to be squandering resources of people who deserve much better. They deserve abundance too. And the planet, you know. And so see, just changing your mind, being flexible of the mind, and yeah, for the greater good, that kind of thing, reframing things for the greater good rather than from that selfish position, which is how we've been living, how we've all been living in the Western world. So the Emperor, Divine Feminines, time to step up and lead the way. Tower, as things fall apart. Now, ladies, women, Divine Feminine, we have been doing a lot of inner work for a long time, right? We are better equipped than most for these changes and the stuff that's going on, especially to be able to handle it emotionally, mentally, and all of that kind of thing, right? We are best equipped for that because we've already been putting in that work. Now, there's a lot of people that aren't ready for that. Very few men have been doing that, and so what's new? Hey, the men might be a bit of a mess with this. Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is about having clarity. It's about an aha. Your intuition, you know what's needed. You're clear in your mind and you can see what's required in the moment for other people. You know how we're great at that? Women are great at that. We can tell how someone's feeling. We can tell what someone needs even when they can't say it themselves because their emotions might be confusing them. We are really good at doing that. So it's our time to step up as the tower falls, as these systems and the things that people have been relying on fall away. Perhaps, I don't know, whatever it is that comes up for you in the moment that it's required. Stepping up and taking the lead. Because we've got changes. We've got reunion of souls and we've got discernment as well. Okay. Right. So as these changes go on, reunion of souls, we've got people coming together. You and I and other people who have similar vibration will be banding together to help out. So lean more into community, especially community of like-minded, like-spirited people as well. If not just for support, you might be isolated and not be around those people physically, but we can do that online and give each other some support. And this discernment card is coming out. As you're helping people, be careful that you don't squander that on the wrong people. And because, of course, as things fall apart, narcissists still exist. Those people that just want to take from you will exist. And so don't overextend yourself. Make sure that you are okay first. I'm not asking you to give away all of your stuff kind of thing. You know, this is saying don't get into codependent ways. Be very careful. Help those people that can be helped. And don't try and give away all of your energy or your time, your money, your stuff to those people that will gladly take from you because they're not going to be doing the work themselves, right? Just be careful on that. There's been so many messages from Source to me about discernment, especially in my latest book that should be coming out any day. I'm still wrestling with the paperback, trying to get it in the right format. It's difficult. And then we've got the devil here. The devil is, of course, negative energy. It's dark energy. And, you know, I used to be one of those spiritual people that would like say, oh, well, evil doesn't really exist. It's just a lack of the light, you know, it's just hurt people. And I've had my eyes opened lately in the last few years that that's not actually true. There actually is this force called evil and that evil entities that can come through. I'll give you an example, right? So most of the time, I'm in authentic high vibration. No matter what I'm going, I'm not saying I'm always happy and joyful and in love, you know, I'm not. But I'm authentically going through whatever I'm going through. And I strive to be that. And as a result, especially in my work, I am bringing through positive guides, right? Source energy, angel energy, the positive guides, the benevolent guides. But what I've found is if I personally slip into lackful thoughts, you know, poor me, victimhood, all of that kind of thing, my vibration's slipping down when I do that, even though it's authentic at the time. No, in fact, it isn't authentic at the time because I don't go into lack and fully embrace that and go, oh, I'm in lack at the moment and love myself through it. I pretend that I'm not in lack. When I'm feeling like I pretend that I'm not in lack, and that's where the authenticity, high vibration falls away. And so when I'm personally in that vibration, when I ask my guides for guidance, I get some intuition through, but does it work out for me? No, it doesn't. And why is that? Because the guides that I have access to, the guides that I have access to are not as high a vibration as I usually do, right? And so, and that's still on the good side of things, right? We're talking about evil entities. If you get somebody who doesn't care, they're a narcissist, they're very selfish, they don't care about other people, they willingly hurt other people, they're in a lot of darkness like that, they tap into their intuition, and who do they get access to? They get access to dark entities that will have them do even worse. And this is why people spiral downwards, make them do even worse. Yeah. And so this is why it's so important to know where we're at and to be authentic. And like I said, lack is the thing that comes up for me often, and when I ignore that, when I pretend to try and be positive when that's actually happening, instead of sitting with it and going, oh, I'm in lack right now, I need to love myself through this, because this is a very difficult thing to be in right now. You know, we need to love ourselves through it like that. So the devil, back to the devil. Yes, so much, there's so much of it about people falling into this projection, into this even more materialism and all of that kind of thing, and not being authentic to their hearts. 8 of Wands has come out with that. This is about speaking out on it. Wow. Okay. So on one respect, speaking out about it, it can be, like I said before, when you're in fear or when you're in like that lower vibration, is accepting it. Stop ignoring it and trying to pretend that you're not. Is just embracing yourself at that point. The example that I give is, if a child was having a nightmare, or they said like there's a monster under the bed, you would calm them down, right? You'd give them a hug and then you'd reassure them. You wouldn't pretend that it wasn't. You wouldn't just go, oh, shut up, you're wrong, you're making it up, because that wouldn't soothe them, right? It wouldn't help them at all. They'd still be in that state. And so don't do that to yourself. Whatever that negative emotion is that's coming up for you, be it fear, be it lack, whatever it is that's coming up, acknowledge it. Acknowledge your inner child. I'm so sorry that you're feeling fear like this. It's okay. I've got you. I'm going to hold you, right? Until you feel better. And then you can address things from there. No amount of ignoring it. So that's what I'm getting from this 8 of Wands, is to speak on it. To speak on it and be truthful about it. Be truthful where you're at. I'm not saying like tell other people about it, because that's another thing of projection, you know. It's like, here, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to dump this on you because I want you to sort it out instead of me. No, we need to take that initiative ourselves to do our own work, but being truthful about it. And also, when you see it in other people, call it out. Call it out, because it's not all right. And some people might not get it, but if you're around people that do get it, that should know better, that are in this spiritual space, and they're acting out and they're projecting, point it out to them. Yeah. What's behind that is death, major change, major change. So it's not just the external major changes that are going on. We're going through this major change within ourselves as well, to authenticity. I know it's been happening within me, especially with regarding abundance. It's kind of been like a fake abundance, right? Plenty of money, but only for the few. And if you compete against each other even more and more, then you can have your share and you can pretend that that's abundance, but it's not, because a load of those people are missing out, and you just got lucky that you managed to outdo the other ones. That is evil. That's evil, right? And I can't do it anymore. I can't. When people are saying like, oh, well, just focus on abundance. It's like, but if I just focus on abundance, it's within that very corrupt and evil system. And I don't want that anymore. I don't want to win when other people are losing out. And so, you know, we're having this shift inside of ourselves to a waking up to what we've all been doing, right? We've got to own that. We were all part of this. And yes, we didn't set those systems up. I didn't anyway. I didn't set capitalism up, did you? But we played our part in it. And a part of us, in our soul, in our heart, did know that there were people that were missing out because of it. Yeah? We could buy our cheap clothes or whatever. We knew, but we choose to ignore the people that are working in the sweatshops making things like this, that are working for hardly anything at all. We did, right? We did. And so owning up to that now, I'm not willing to be a part of that evil system anymore, acknowledging it within ourselves, not blaming ourselves, not so that we get guilt or shames or anything like that, but fessing up within ourselves how we've been a part of it, because it's only through that, through acceptance, through authenticity and truthfulness within ourselves, can we do anything about it. Page of Inspiration and Knight of Voices. So when you're called to do something, do it right away. When you have the inspiration to do something, do it right away. What's this all about? Please, can you give us more information on this, guys? And then we'll get into romance. If you'd like a mini reading from me, I've got them free on my website at the moment. Go to behealing.com. And then when the window pops up, put your name and your email address in, and I'll give you a free mini reading. And go into how I can help you more as well, based on your energies too. Okay. The Star, our wishes, Two of Pentacles, and finding balance. Okay. So we've got our bigger wishes, which are ahead, you know. You might be wishing to live in a utopia where everyone does have access to abundance and nobody is left out anymore. It's at nobody else's expense, you know, more egalitarian. You might be wishing for all kinds of things, right? We have the resources for everybody to be abundant. We really do. There's nobody that should be missing out, and there's nobody that should be hoarding trillions of dollars either. But so you've got these wishes ahead, right? And Two of Pentacles is about finding the balance now. And so know that we're headed toward all of our bigger wishes for the world and for ourselves, and how we want to live in it together, in love, in unity, helping each other in community, you know, living in community with the planet, with Gaia, with the animals, and the plants and everything, right? Putting the trees back and, you know, just sorting it out. All of those wishes that we've had. Right now, we need to be finding balance, right? Keep those wishes alive. It's not going to manifest like that. No, because we've got this huge co-creation that is the earth. And every single person on this earth has been playing their part in that, right? To shift it to that new that we want requires a massive amount of change that's happening. And like I said in the rest of the reading, a lot of that change is within us too. So playing our part in the moment, taking immediate action, because we've got duality here and it's all good. So as you wake up to that duality inside of yourself, it's all good. Like I said, don't go into guilt or shame or anything like that. We don't want to blame ourselves for it. But we do want to make new decisions based on it. Okay, I'm no longer willing to do that. I'm not going to buy any more of these cheap clothes or anything like that. I'm not going, you know, just making decisions in the moment like that as you wake up to it is what this is saying. As you wake up to that duality that has existed. Okay, what about romance? Anyone got some romance going on at the moment? Dusty cards. Oh, voice is packing in. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Someone's thinking of you right now. I wish artists wouldn't put boobs on the cards. Anyway, imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Let me say that again. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life, and for the earth too, and for your romantic life as well. What else? Unleash your kindest self. So being very kind to yourself and to others as well. Yeah, I mean, even those that are projecting at the moment, you know, it's because they're under a lot of stress, right? And they haven't got self-regulation down very easily. This is where the feminine, divine feminines, we need to step up as things are falling apart, because we can see, we'll be able to see more clearly what somebody's going through, and you can stop them and remind them self-regulate, breathe. Not okay for you to be projecting onto other people. Don't take that out on other people. You're stressed. Okay, let's breathe together. Right? Just reminding people like that. So what about romance? Someone's thinking of you. Unleash your kindest self. So we're being kind. I mean, it's about romance, but it's about our hearts, isn't it? We've got to love each other at the moment because it's difficult times. And you know what I'm finding helping? I love that on YouTube there's all of these channels now that have got like the sleep, not sleep stories, but sleep like information. Like, you know, have you seen those things? It's not like a sleep meditation. I've got one on this channel that I published this week, and it's really good. I did it last night and then I slept 9 hours. I remember hearing the first part of it and it worked perfectly. And so that's amazing to me. Not that I don't believe in my meditations, but because I produce the meditations, often when I listen to my meditations, I can't get the benefit from them because I'm going into analyzing. It's like me watching a video of me doing a reading. I'm not listening to the reading. I'm listening to how I presented it and all of that, you know. I'm in analytical mode about my work. And so I often cannot gain benefit from my meditations. That sleep meditation, it got me off to sleep really fast. And also the inner child meditation as well. That's been working amazingly for me. So do check out my meditations. But my point being, there are these channels now and they've like cottoned on that a lot of people like listening to something, you know, to switch your mind off. You like listening to something that's got some information in it. I know I do. It hasn't got to be too interesting. Otherwise it stops me from going to sleep. But, you know, it's got to be enough to get my mind off the subject. Anyway, I found one the other night when I was having trouble sleeping, and it was all like Zen stories, like Buddhist. And it really helped me out as I was not just to fall asleep, but helped me out in this kind of thing, you know, in finding that inner Zen in difficult situations, right? So what else on our love lives? We've got self-worth. So raising your self-worth, knowing what it is that you deserve within relationships and what you don't deserve within relationships. Maturity, coming at relationships with a mature perspective around your self-worth. So we're going for people that match us where we're at now, not someone that doesn't match us that we can try and drag behind us or try and get them to change or try and teach them to be like we are. We don't do that anymore because we're mature. We choose a match, and if matches aren't available at the moment because they are very few and far between, then it's okay. We can be by ourselves until that match comes in. We've got daydream and security. Now, yeah, nice energy, tapping into that feeling of security, being safe and secure with somebody. You can daydream that, to get into that energy of what that would feel like. Very nice. You know, I think when we are manifesting a romantic relationship, we can tend to get into the excitement of it and the good times and do fun things with each other and all of that kind of stuff, but forget that a quality relationship is someone that you can just do nothing with, right? Someone that you can do nothing with, someone to go to the shops, to go and buy milk with, the boring stuff. If you can do that and feel safe and secure to be your full self when there's nothing else going on, not the fancy dates and all of that. I mean, that's going to be interesting for anyone, even if you don't like the person. Doing something nice that is unusual, you know, it's going to be nice because it's unusual. It doesn't mean that they're a good person. If you can do nothing with someone or just something really boring, do your laundry with them, you know? That's what we're talking about. And so I like that, daydreaming of security, what it feels like to be safe and secure, to do nothing, right? As a society, a Western society, we have been conditioned to fill in the spaces that inside of ourselves with shopping, with information, and with, you know, click on this and scroll this and buy something else and all of that kind of stuff to distract us from being the human being that we are. And we can do that within relationships as well. Go on the fancy dates and do this and do that while you're getting to know each other. It's like, why? Why take all of those distractions away and be with each other, doing nothing else? That's how you'll get to know someone properly. without those fancy things that we do to fill the holes, right? I think that's, I just got reminded today as a friend of mine, a new friend of mine, hello, she knows who she is, and she does all this thrifting, and magic works through that, right? And I love that. But it made me realize it's like, I can't do that. We don't have thrift shops here. We hardly have any shops here. We don't fill holes with shopping here. And it made me realize, like, wow, I recall like living in Australia and living in England where I would, what should we do today? Let's go shopping. Like it's an activity, but it's to fill the holes, isn't it? So it was kind of interesting for me to realize, oh yeah, I don't need to do that. I can do real things like with my body instead. Go to the beach and go swimming and go training and and go and see people without those extra things. We've got sensuality and the erotic here as well. Could be tapping into that energy of the sensual energy of receiving, of that, what's the word? Of receiving enjoyment or tender care and all of those kind of things. I think women, we're missing out on that a lot. We tend to give that a lot within relationships, but don't receive that so much. And so you might be wanting to tap into that, someone loving and caring for you, and that safety as well. Well, let's get more cards out. What else could be coming up for us at the moment, please, guys? Okay. Okay. Now, I saw this fall out. It's the gavel, involvement with the law. And as I saw it, I heard this message that when, of course, the structures of control, they're trying to hold on tighter and they're becoming a problem, right? They're doing some really bad things to people. But they're trying to force stuff onto us as well to be controlled more. And most people are saying, nah, no thanks, because we're realizing we're sovereign, right? But I was just getting this message from this. That could be happening more. And silence is the best. That's what I heard when this dropped out. As the law enforcers, can we even call them that anymore? Because a lot of them are breaking laws now, aren't they? As they get worse and want the control, it's better to be silent. That's what the message was anyway. We've got heart here, love, deep affection and caring. So being in our hearts more than ever. Cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. You are being protected. So we are being protected when we play our part, when we are working for Source, when we're playing our part in these changes, willing to do whatever it is that Source and our guides tell us to do to help. We are going to be protected. We've got a younger man here as well, and our good advice from a wiser person. So you might be helping out a younger man here. You know how it's like stepping up, divine feminine, stepping up as things fall apart. We can see what people are going through more than perhaps they can themselves. And so you might be helping young men out there too. Well, how best to deal with these energies at the moment, please? I was going to make this reading and then put it out on Sunday, like for the week ahead, but my guides told me to put it out now. So obviously there's people that need this messages now. I've got the Eight of Swords. So again, it's about clarity of mind. So back to the top of the reading with that Muse of Voices. We can reframe things as exciting because there's changes happening now for those wishes that we really want in the future. And just changing our minds is the best thing we can do at the moment, having those reframes in our mind. These are the struggles that we go through, but it's because things are changing for the better now. And the control people are getting worse and worse because it's their last ditch attempt at keeping that control that they've lost. It's slipping through their fingers now. We've got this, reframing things in your mind like that, especially when the fears and all of that comes up, is the best thing that we can do, because we can set ourselves free, and we are free. That's the thing. We don't need to go along and be bullied and pushed around by these peoples. Okay, well, there you go. That's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new. Leave me a comment as well. And visit my website, behealing.com. Put your name and your email address in, and I'll do a free mini reading for you. Let's see what your higher self wants to say to you, and I'll also tell you how we can work together as well and how I can help you even further. If you want to book in for a reading, do visit my website, behealing.com. Tell your friends about it as well. Let them get their free mini readings too. And I will probably see you at the weekend as well for another reading. Have the best week ever. Bye.